Hello, I'm glad you could join me again today. And today I thought we'd do a black canvas. And this painting will be a lot of fun. I think you'll really enjoy it. I've taken and put a strip of alizarin crimson right across the center here, and in the top and bottom are phthalo blue. And I'm going to have them graphically run all the colors that we'll use today across the screen, and they'll come across in the order that I have them on the palette, starting with the white and going around. And while they're doing that, let's get started and do a fantastic painting together. We'll start with a 2.5-inch brush today. Go right into some titanium white, and we'll just load some up. Get both sides of the brush loaded up here. We'll just have some fun. Okay, let's go up to the canvas. Now, as I said earlier, there's alizarin crimson right across here. So if we hit white here, hopefully, there it is, you get a beautiful, beautiful pink color, reddish color. That's unbelievable, isn't it? It just, right there, it happens. And then we want to blend that upward. Now we're beginning to get into the blue. See, and all these little things just happen automatically. Our canvases are painted with a flat black acrylic and allowed to dry. And then we go back and we put this firm, strong color on top of it. I'm going to clean the brush. We clean our brushes with odorless paint thinner. Shake off the excess, and then beat it dry. Now you can do this as many times as you want and get any desired brightness that you want in these paintings. But each time you can start with a clean brush and go back to the lightest area and work outward. You don't want to drag the dirty brush back into the center. The blue is much, much stronger than the crimson, so very easily you can lose all of your crimson color. Now here I'm touching a little bit of white, and I'm just going to make a couple little spots a little lighter just to break up the sky, so it's just not one flat dead color. And then we can clean the brush again. Need to keep a clean brush. Okay, shake it off. All right. Now then, let's go back in here. And let's just blend out all the little brush strokes. Very gently, very gently. And that easy. You've got a beautiful, beautiful little sky. Nice red glow in the horizon. Very exciting. A lot of fun. Okay, and that easy. That's how you get a beautiful little background. And this will work with any transparent color, so play with it. We're just trying to give you ideas, and then we turn you loose on the world. So play with this, and you can do unbelievable things. Okay, let's begin working on some background. Maybe there's some little foothills back here. Well, I'll just use the same old brush. Let's go right into a little bit of cad yellow. There's some Indian yellow, a little yellow ochre. Just sort of work back and forth. Pick up a little sap green, put it in there too. See, and you just tap. There you go. Just load quite a bit of paint in the bristles and work this color back and forth. So you have layers of different color happening. Okay, let's go up to the canvas here. Maybe there's a little footy hill that lives right there. And I'm just using the corner of the brush. And we'll just touch and let it wander right on down, wherever you want it to go. Wherever. See there? Okay, a little more color, And you can just put as many of these little foothills as you want. Just drop them in. Little distant things happening. Maybe it comes right over. There it is. Wherever you want it. There you go. Okay, and that's simple. We got a beautiful little foothill back here. Now, if you wanted to create a little misty area here, you could take a clean, dry brush, and I've got several brushes going here, and just tap this. Just tap it very lightly. And that darker color that's underneath will come through. That's all you got to do. Just tap it like that, and it'll create a misty look down here. Okay, let's go back in here and get a little more of the color. This is cad yellow, Indian yellow, and a little bit of yellow ochre. Okay, go back up here now. And maybe in your world there's a little foothill that lives right there. And maybe this one, maybe it just comes right on across. There it goes. There it goes. wherever you want it to go. Wherever. There. And sort of do this in a layer, doing the part that's farthest away first. And you don't want to kill all your dark areas in here. If you kill all the dark areas, then you're going to lose your depth. It's going to get very flat on you. So if you notice it becoming very flat, check to make sure you haven't killed all these dark areas. That's usually what happens. If you have trouble making your paint stick, add the least little amount of paint thinner to your brush, and then go into your paint. And it'll make it stick. Okay, there we go. Just bring it right on down. And if you get one that's too bright, if you don't like it, if it's too bright, all you got to do is just continually tap it for a little bit. It'll pick up the dark color that's underneath, and automatically it'll get darker, 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 until it'll finally just go away and leave you. Just go away and leave you. There we go. Hey, that gives us a general little hill back here to play with. Let's go. I want some dark color. Let's make some black. I'll use some phthalo green, alizarin crimson, and about equal parts. I want this well mixed, so you pick the paint up off the palette, turn it over. There. All right. Let me clean my knife off here, and we'll be ready. And it helps to have some paper towels or something around to clean your knife on. Okay, we'll get a fan brush, and I'm going to go right into this dark color, load a lot of color on. A lot of color. Pull it through there, wiggle, 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 and then sharpen it. But look at all the color that's in that brush. That's what you want, a lot of color. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe, there's some little, there it is. I knew it was there, a little evergreen that lives right there. Use just the corner of the brush, just the corner. Work it back and forth. These little evergreens live right here in your fan brush. And you can make them with a 1-inch brush, 2.5-inch brush. Today I thought we'd do them with a fan brush. But whatever you got handy, whatever. Maybe, there it is. There's a little one here. A little one right here. Just a little tree, he lives right there. And I'll tell you what, I want another one here. Right there. Okay, maybe. I know there's one on the other side. Let's go on the other side over here. One lives right there. He's up on the hill, so he looks a little bit taller, a little higher. See how easy those little trees are to make, and they're fun. Sometimes you get carried away and cover up the whole canvas with just little trees. Because it's exciting to see them just drop right out of your brush there. And maybe there's some little things that grow right down. You need dark against light, light against dark. Continually play with that. Light against dark, dark against light. That's what makes it work. Maybe like that. There we go. Wherever you want it to go. Some little things happening in here. Okay, now we'll take our big brush again, and we can clean this bottom up a little bit. See there? You can just blend that dark right in, and everything is separate. It separates because it's dark against light, and it creates the illusion of shadow right there. And painting is nothing but games of illusions. There we go. All right, maybe there's a happy little pond right here. Maybe. Let's just take some of the same color and go right here. Decide maybe there's some water lives right there. Now there's blue underneath, and I've got yellow on the brush, so it's going to change. It's going to turn a nice green color. Okay, just pull it straight down, and very lightly go across. And that quick, instant water. Now we'll take the old fan brush here. I'm going to go right into a little bit of Van Dyke brown and some burnt umber. Just mix them on the brush. little Van Dyke, little burn umber. And let's begin putting some land areas in here. If we got water, we need some land. And here it comes, lives right there. And you need to do these type of paintings in stages. Do the thing that's farthest away first and work forward. So you can put reflections and highlights and shadows and everything at each plane, each stage. Now I'm going to take another fan brush. I've got several fan brushes going here also. And I'll go into some yellow ochre and a little bit of white. White, a little yellow ochre. There. There we go. Turn that brush, load both sides. Okay, let's go up here. Now, very lightly, just grazing the top. Lay in a little bit of highlight. And you don't want to kill all that nice dark color that you work so hard to put in there. Don't want to kill all that. If you're going to kill it, no use putting it in there. There we go. Just add a little here and there, wherever. And let it just sort of fade back up into the little grassy areas. Ooh, that's pretty. I love these black canvases. Some of the most fantastic things imaginable happen on them. Oh, they're just so much fun. Okay, here we're just bringing it all together. Okay, now we can come forward. So you do this in stages. Maybe now there's another one that comes right there. Right there, wherever you want it. And I'm going through the Indian yellow and the cad yellow, little yellow ochre, sap green. Now there's blue on the canvas, so if you keep tapping, any of these yellows will turn a beautiful green for you. So you can get all the green that you want. You may get too much green if you're not careful. Don't tap it too much. Okay. Now let's pull some reflections right under that. Pull straight down, same color. Just straight down. Look at that. Look at that. That phthalo blue under there just absolutely makes some beautiful reflections. See, and you're letting the canvas work. You could do all this on a white canvas, no problem, but you would have to work a lot harder. Now we just go across. Now these strokes across need to be straight across. Need to go straight across. Your water will look like it's going to run right out of the painting. We don't want that. Okay, a little more of the Van Dyke brown and the burnt umber. And we'll put some land here. This is quite repetitious here. I'll just quickly get through that. A little yellow ochre and white. We can highlight these a little. Just like so. Just barely touching. Barely touching. Scrub a little of that in. Here and there, here and there. There. Okay, let's take the knife and I'll go right into a little bit of burnt umber. And I'm going to go right up here and just lay in some little indications of some water lines here and there. I'm just using a little burnt umber. And that also cleans the edges up. Makes it very pretty. Just wherever you want them. There's one. Just where the land and the water meet. Okay. Tell you what, let's go on the other side of this canvas and see what we can make over there. Maybe that looks like a good place right there. Maybe there's a little peninsula that comes right out through there. See how easy these are, though? And just let them go. Let your imagination take you everywhere. There we go. That may be the greatest gift that an artist has, is an imagination. And it's like everything else. You practice with it. It makes it strong. It works better. Use your imagination. Visualize scenes in your mind. Make them up in your mind before you paint them. Go across. Sometimes before I ever do a scene on canvas. I may have painted it 100 times in my mind. Every stroke of it. I know every stroke before it ever touches a canvas. And it's like, well, you know, athletes do it. They psych themselves up. They see themselves going over the big jump or the hurdle. And you do the same thing with painting. You see these in your mind, you practice them in your mind, and then you come put them on canvas. That's what's fun. Little highlight, still using the same colors. Okay, then we go back with our little burn umber and drop in just a happy little waterline. Okay. And I can't say it enough, though. You do these in stages, working on thing is farthest away first and coming forward. If you try to do it all at one time, it looks like it'd be easier, but sometimes it'll get you in trouble. So do stage at a time. Stage at a time. You'll be happier. Maybe. There it is. See? Just keep building these wherever you want them. This is just a happy little pond sitting out here, taking life easy. All right. Let it go. Let it go. Just right on out. All kinds of beautiful little things happening. Picking up that blue that's underneath. Okay, a few reflections. See, each one of these little peninsulas needs reflections or it won't set down into the water right. Don't leave your reflections out. Go across. Okay, back to our brown, burn umber. Put in a little bit of land area real quick, like that. And a little highlight on it. And you're in business again. Then you have to make another decision. Where does this go? I see it. See, anything you don't want, you just cut it off. Bring it right on down through there. And you've created all these little things very easily. And you don't worry about it. You just sort of evaluate this as you go along and let things happen. Don't worry about them. Don't worry. Okay. Now, we'll just fill this all up. Don't kill all the dark areas. Leave some of these dark areas here and there. Don't want to lose that distance and depth in this. Darker. If you want it darker, you just keep tapping. Get darker and darker and darker because it'll pick up that blue that's underneath. There we go. All right, let's build a few little trees in here. I'm going to take a little bit of thin oil and go right into my brown, right into the Van Dyke brown. And let's go right up here. Maybe there's a, maybe, yeah, you're right. There's a happy little tree. He lives right there. Now you can thin this paint with a thin oil, such as linseed oil, copal, basically any kind of oil. Just to thin the paint. I like oil because it makes the paint slide on the canvas. Or you can use paint thinner. Paint thinner will thin the paint. As I say, the oil makes the brush slide on the canvas. It's a little more fun to use. There we go. Put a little tree there. Maybe there's a larger tree. And he lives right there. This will help build a little distance into the painting too. Putting a few of these in there. Just let it go. And if the paint doesn't stick, add a little more oil, a little more paint thinner. Make it a little thinner, then it'll stick. A little bit of the thin oil. Then it'll stick. Okay, we'll make his trunk get a little stronger right there. There we go. Maybe. He's got an arm. It comes right out here. You know, trees grow however make them happy. And that's the way you are to paint them, however makes you happy. And there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of little limbs. And you can take your liner brush and very lightly put them in. You know, just barely touching, pulling. That's how they're done. And you can put in just oodles of these in it. People think you work for months on this painting. And that's when you up the price. so many painters for years have painted very rapidly like this, but it was done in secret. They didn't tell you. Because you wouldn't pay $5,000 for a painting that was done in a half an hour. And we're going to show you how. And you can make your own creations. There. Maybe a little arm up there. And just let that go right on back. And we can tap right there, and that cleans up the bottom. Okay. Now then, maybe. We had some evergreens back here in the background, so maybe there's a huge evergreen that lives over here. So let's go right into some brown, just Van Dyke brown. Load a lot of paint into the brush. Just really fill it up. My gosh, that brush is full of paint. Look at there. Look at that. A lot of paint. All right, let's go up to the canvas here. Maybe there's a big tree, and he lives right here. Now, all I'm doing is just touching, sort of patting the canvas, and come right on down to wherever you want him to go. Now, out here on the side, I want it to be sort of rough, and you get all these little hangy downs on the side of the tree. So look at evergreens. Why, they got all kinds of little things happening. This is just Van Dyke brown, and I'm just patting it right onto the canvas. Just pat, pat, pat. I have a good friend named Pat. Pat, pat. So now we'll take a little bit of white. This is just titanium white. Small amount of burn umber in it. There we go. There. Okay, a lot of paint once again. Let's go back up to the canvas. Now, I want to put this light color over here. Come right down the side. Just tap, tap, tap. Okay, and then we can begin where it comes together. Just begin tapping lightly and blend it all together. See there? Now, that easy. You've got a nice light side to your tree. And you can spend a lot of time working yourself to death on this, or you can just do it very easily. There. And put in some of these little hangy downs. And if you get a little more light than you want, you can take the dark and go back over it and blend it all together. It's very easy to correct, no problem. You can make some almighty beautiful trees like this. It's a fun way to make trees. Okay, maybe go back into some brown here. Maybe there's an old elm or two that hangs right down, and all I'm doing is going straight into the canvas, just touching. Just touching. Come right down like, there it is. See? Give them some little arms and all these little things here. Many as you want. Many as you want. Maybe there he is. I knew there was one there. You did too. Maybe it comes right on out. Just let it go. There's another one. Wherever you want them. Okay, maybe there's one here. And I like to make them that sort of wrap around a tree. That always breaks it up and makes it look a little more interesting than just hanging off both sides. Because that's the way they grow. That's the way they grow. All these little things happening out here. Now we can take a little bit of the light color and very lightly highlight some of these. And it really pays you to have several fan brushes going, several every brush going. That way you don't have to spend so much time cleaning your brush. Plus, a lot of paint is saved. Otherwise, all your paint, not all your paint, but a lot of your paint ends up just in the bottom of your cleaner can. So if you have several brushes, you can work back and forth, have a brush for light and a brush for dark, and can save a lot of paint. Okay, let's go down here and clean the foots of this tree up a little bit. I'll just add a little grass right down in here. There we go. Just very lightly. Pick up a little of that dark color on my brush. I'll put a little shadow behind here. There. And while we're doing shadows, let's go back up, right up here. And I want to add a little dark right behind this tree to make it look like a little shadow. And then the other side of the brush has light up color on it, so other corner, so I'll just go back. See, isn't that fun? And it gives it the impression of a little bitty shadow. we can take the liner brush, and you can come back in here and lay all kinds of beautiful little highlights. All kinds. Just blend them in. So you need a little light here to make that stand out. And it gives you some ideas to work with. And this is a fantastic little painting. It's very easy to do. And I think you'll enjoy it. It should give you a lot of ideas. So let's take some thin oil, a little permanent red, and we'll go right up here and sign this one, call it finished. And once again, I really hope this painting has given you some ideas. Set your imagination on fire. Between now and next week, you'll do all kinds of beautiful things. And until then, we'd like to wish you happy painting. God bless.